Hey guys, quick intro here. We're on top of a mob farm. So Tim went ahead and built a small mob farm just so we can have some gunpowder rolling in. We already have about 18 stacks, and that's enough for 2 shulker boxes of rockets. So that should work out fine for the both of us. So yeah, we built this, and I just want to do a quick intro to the next episode. So yeah. We got an Elytra, as you can see, so that's a sign of good things to come. No rockets yet, though. He got them, but there are no rockets just yet. They're in a chest that he's been holding on to. I gave him a shulker box of iron, so now we have a ton of iron. I have, since last episode, I've been AFKing. I got a shulker box of iron myself. He has a shulker box of iron that I got him. And then just today, I AFK'd a little bit longer. And what's this? Oh, there's the rockets. See? Got them. I ended up AFKing just a tad bit more just overnight today. And we net a few more. Now, we also have 9 wither skulls. We'll see what we do with those wither skulls. I think our wither skulls are right here. Yep. We got 10. But yeah, it's enough for 3 beacons. It's enough for 2 personal beacons. 1 for me, 1 for Tim. And then 1 for here in this area. And here's Jimmy. That's the intro. Hey guys, we're gonna fight the Ender Dragon today. First, we decided to sleep to get away from the flying demons above us, and then we ended up hopping into a boat and going to find the Ender Dragon. If you're wondering how we did that, we used a site called Chunk Base. If you don't know what that is, use it. For Bedrock, it's fantastic. Java as well. But you can find end cities, you can find the end without having to expend all your Ender Eyes. So use Chunk Base if you haven't. It's an awesome website. It was a ridiculous journey from having to get out of the boat over and over again to go scale a mountain. We end up coming across a jungle temple and get sidetracked. Wow. We end up looting the jungle temple, finding a few diamonds, gold, and iron ingots, which we don't really need as we have an iron farm. And we end up back on the road, or the water, and swim all the way to the stinking end shulkers. As you can hear, I'm extremely motivated to get shulkers. Now, what we didn't know, on our way to the end portal, we ended up realizing something important that we had forgot. Ah, slow falling potions. Well, too late now. Shoot. Well, you can just shoot under the cage. Yeah, it's just, yeah, we're fine. The slow falling, though, that's gonna kill us. Well, if we die, we die. I think it might be in this desert island there. Yep, should be right over here. We got out of the boat, slept, and then we throw an ender eye up. Boom, we found where it's located. We start mining down. We end up finding the stronghold. We do end up finding the stronghold, and then we run into a problem. We got the most unlucky portal ever. It needs 12 eyes, and we only have 10. So you're telling me right now that we have to go back? I don't have audio of it, but that's exactly what Tim said. So we built the Pillar of Justice, and we got back in the boat and started to head home. Once we got back home, I jumped in the nether and headed to the nether fortress. We needed nether wart. We had none. I got a wither skull. That's a win. There's so many mobs! I hate this place. After battling a ton of mobs, we came across a bunch of nether wart, or I came across a bunch of nether wart, and we collected a lot of it, brought it back home. After all that craziness, I also ended up with 2 wither skulls. We planted the soul sand, planted the nether wart, and filled up some bottles. Began putting the bottles in the system and constructing potions. Finally. Now, I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing. We each had a bunch of slow falling potions to battle the Ender Dragon. After we collected all of the necessary items, including the Ender Eyes we got from the villager, we traded emeralds for the eyes with him and then turned those into Ender Eyes. I found the Pillar of Justice. We started to construct a small nether portal in here so we can have easy access later on. Now behind me is a bed that I set my spawn in. That'll become an important point later. Went through the nether portal and realized that we got a horrible nether spawn when we are gonna link this up to our home portal. It's gonna be fun. We put in the last few nether eyes and then we ended up trying to push each other in. Now, I'm assuming that all of you have seen all of the dragon fights and everything like that, so I don't think I need to bore you with how we beat this guy. Just know that Tim was getting attacked underground by the dragon. He survived the dragon onslaught, but unfortunately was slain by an enderman. But don't worry, he came back in his lumberjack gear and got all of his stuff back. We end up finding the end portal and going through. Now, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but there was a time in my old Minecraft world where I went through one of these and I got stuck in the bedrock. I couldn't get out. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even die. It was lame. Luckily, we were on a realm, so I had a backup of the world. Otherwise, I would have been screwed. Now, instead of wasting time and looking for these things, we went on Chunk Base and we found a bunch of end cities and just started raiding them. We started raiding the ones with the ships first, and then going on from there. End cities are filled with these things called shulkers. They're little gremlins. They're little jerks, okay? They hit you with these balls right here, and then you indefinitely fly up until the timer runs out. It's annoying and ridiculous. We had to deal with it so much. Use ender pearls to get down. You can also use water and swim downstream if you didn't know that. Also, water in the end is extremely useful for getting down from the high places that they bring you up to. We end up pulling across the depths of hell and coming across another end city. Once again, using chunk base. These aren't just random. I would be in here for hours if this was random. I don't want to be in here for hours. We did get an Elytra at the last one. This one is also a ship. It has an Elytra. It's also massive. Lots and lots of shulkers in here. These little falafels. This one did have a little bit of loot. We had a diamond sword, a couple diamonds, iron. By the way, Tim and I split all this stuff at the end. So, you know, we kind of share everything. Once again, the little shulkers, they end up, you know, bringing us all the way up here. We get some nice gear. Water can also help you climb up things. I also brought this water by complete accident too, but it helps. I don't want to bore you with all the tedious stuff that was grinding all those end cities. We went to quite a few, and on our way home we discovered a desert temple. We even discovered a second desert temple, but I don't want to show looting all this stuff because you guys know it's in desert temples. On our way home, we ended up getting kind of lost in a good way. So if you notice from our first episode, this is kind of where we started off. This is not the spawn area, but you know, it's a few hundred blocks away from spawn. We started here. And so we get over here and we're like, holy crap, you know, this is where we started. Yay, we found all our stuff. We had like tridents in here and I think a couple other things, like leftover blocks and chests around from when we first started playing. So it was nice and we took some of the stuff back with us. I also forgot to mention that in this area is a catalyst in this, you know, little village area down below, which I thought was a geode, but it's not. I think it's the new thing. I haven't fought or found the Warden. I know where he is though because we found him on one of our first nights playing here. So I had a bright idea to go to our old mine and try to go find him, and I almost succeeded. Do you see the darkness? Well, I got closer and closer. The blocks around me started breaking. I freaked out. I left. We began taking back all the stuff from this spawn area that we acquired. We ended up making it back home, and then we had an idea. So right outside of our little wall here, there is a guardian farm. We're gonna go swimming, and we're gonna go take it out. We begin fighting these little guys, killing them, and well, Tim's not with me. But if you notice, I have to keep going up to the surface to get air. Now, I have to keep doing that because I didn't know a few things. I didn't have any doors on me to get an air pocket. And Tim's making water breathing potions, but I'm like, oh, I don't need those. I'm fine. Now, you see that little divot where the water is up there? I'm thinking in my head right now, if I just get into that little divot, I can breathe because it looks like there's a small air pocket where I can fit my head. Well, come to find out, it's not true. I end up trying to escape this prison after realizing it's not true. And I'm freaking out, and there's an enemy. And I'm swimming out of here. As soon as I get to the top, I almost make it, and then I end up dying. Remember that bed I brought up earlier that was behind me that would become important? Well, now I'm here, back in the end. So, I have to go and figure out a way to get back, an easier way to get back to home. And the easiest way I know of is to kill myself. I end up escaping in the end, walking out of this door, and getting shot and killed by a skeleton. Then I smarten up, and I'm like, oh wait, I gotta get rid of the bed. Then I can spawn closer to home. I jump off the end of the world, hoping to end my life, and start anew. And I'm back at spawn. Great. I start the long trek back home, killing pigs and cows along the way to feed my hunger for the few hundred blocks I have to go. When I make it home, I end up going to Tim. He collected almost all of my stuff. With all of my stuff back and underwater breathing potions, thanks to Tim, we go and take on the monument. Ah, finally, I found him. Yeah, I killed him. I also got an achievement I haven't got before, apparently. Free diver. We find the treasure room and the sponge room later on, loot them both, because we are going to drain the area inside of our little 128 by 128 area. I'm not going to show all this because it's just going to become redundant and the video is going to become too long. We go back to the end later on, we grab pumpkins, we grab 2 spare Elytra from the end cities using chunk base again, and a bunch of spare shulkers and diamond gear. I don't need to show all that. I will show when we got back from the end that we split everything we found. This is what we looted for the most part. I did end up having a full set of diamond gear from previous end cities that we had, so I gave that to Tim. So now Tim has a spare set of diamond gear. I have a spare set of diamond gear, and we split the shulkers and the helmets and all of that stuff. One last thing I want to include in this video is we went wither skull hunting. I had a wither skull on, and I got another achievement I haven't had before. We did kill a bunch of withers, and I'll show you what we got at the end. Now, we did end up killing a lot of these guys over and over and over and over and over again. They are so annoying. In addition to that, we ended up with about 10 total wither skulls. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can imagine what's going to happen next video.